It's a tough game we play on this platform you crave, chasing clicks and likes in the digital wave. With each upload, our stories unfold in a world where the truth is often sold.
Hello, KDD.
To the land of the brave, where the algorithms rule and views we crave. From viral highs to simpleton trolls, in this digital realm, anything goes. Friendships tested in the quest for fame. Content creators, most have no shame. With every collab there's trust at stake, but in this world some friendships break. Ooh, anything goes. Screw to the land of the brave, where the algorithms rule and views we crave. From viral highs to simpleton trolls, in this digital realm,
hello, Sirloin.
Goes.
Still haven't located your cousin.
Tales of truth, some of deceit. Chasing trends in a race we repeat.
Roisin, hello.
Pressure mounts as views decline in the search for truth. Where do we draw the line? Screw to the land of the brave, where the algorithms rule and views we crave. From viral highs to simpleton trolls, in this digital realm, anything goes.
Hello, Roisin. How you doing? Hi, Roisin. Hi. Hello.
Yeah, fabricating evidence just for the views. A double-edged sword in the news we choose. The line between real and fake is thin as the audience questions what lies within. Oh, screw to the land of the brave, where the algorithms rule and views we crave. From viral highs to simpleton trolls, in this digital realm, anything goes. The highs are thrilling when the numbers soar, but the lows hit hard down to the core. The grind continues day after day in the endless pursuit of the viral sway. Oh, screw to the land of the brave, where the algorithms rule and views we crave. From viral highs to simpleton trolls, in this digital realm, anything goes. It's about the story we tell in the ScrewTube world where we excel. Honesty and trust, our guiding light as we navigate this digital flight. Oh, ScrewTube, the land of the brave, where the algorithms rule and views we crave. From viral highs to the demonetized lows, when you sell your soul in this digital realm, anything goes.
Yeah, maybe one day I'll be able to get VO3 and make that really cool video. Hello, my name is Zerzu Zyklin, and welcome to my channel. How's everybody doing today? So, Halloween trick-or-treaters, man, they were hard to keep track of. We got absolutely zero, which is good because I got them absolutely zero candy. Fortunately, or unfortunately, that's because I was a little late going to the store. But fortunately, I saved myself a bunch of money. Apparently, candy costs a ton. So, what did I do for Halloween? Well, I went over and visited Sarah. Apparently, she was having an early show, which I was like stoked. And it was a grab bag topics. Now, she had a good hour before I hopped up, and I had just put in a new hard drive and had redone a lot of stuff on my computer. I've been doing a lot of stuff to get both of the computers running. I mean, both the computers are running, but get them both running smooth and have plenty of storage. So now I have a massive amount of storage. I think it's something like 25 terabyte total. But I just got a new drive that's so fast, man. So it took me, I guess it was about 10 hours to load a game onto my drive, my old drive. But the new drive I got it gets 14,800 megs per second up and down, which is just nuts fast. I got everything done that took 10 hours in under an hour. Anyway, so I went up on Sarah's. Pretty much I was planning on going up there because it was a grab bag topic, and I haven't went up there since she redecorated the place. Now, what do I mean by redecorate? Apparently her and Andrew had a little fallout, and all of his little ding-dongs left. Now, that's not a problem at all, because all of his little ding-dongs were most of the interruption, where most of the argumentation or fallacious argumentations were coming from. Andrew Wilson was also where most of the dorks that wanted to scream over the top of everybody came from, and would ask the most ridiculous definitions for things that everybody knows. I'm not exactly sure why I have that background up there. We'll go ahead and pull myself up. Would have sucked if my mic was muted the entire time. Anyway, so I had a lot of fun up on Sarah's stream. Raging Tomato, by the way, if you guys don't know, I kind of have, at first, I guess I was wanting to go up there to address the ding-dongs that were on the channel, and that's pretty much would be Andrew Wilson's little crew, the Crucible. Now, I didn't know that it was just Andrew Wilson's crew that I was having a problem with. I thought it was pretty much the channel in general. But, she's kind of grown on me quite a bit. I don't necessarily have a problem. And I've always liked the channel. Like I said, it's a great place for me to have conversations with people that I would never not never get into, that I would never choose to just bring up on my channel, because, well, I don't know. My channel's formed, I guess, more for a different type of entertainment, but it seems to be bleeding into this panel type entertainment, which I've done panels since my old channel. I used to go up on Solve's channel all the time. I need to go back and say hi to Solve. I kind of miss him. Anyway, let's get on with this.
Right. Kick it off. Beth, I want to just bring up.
You trying to get Tom's diabetes out of control? Make that sugar free if you're going to send. No, I'm just joking.
Give a shout out to yourself. Tell everyone, because you are kicking off your channel. You're starting to live stream. I want you to send a big shout out and tell everyone where they can find you and what you have coming up.
Thanks so much. Can you hear me okay? We good?
Mm-hmm.
I think for the problem last night, I think I might have had the wrong mic connected.
Oh, that happens.
Now, I was really hoping that some ICE information was going to come up, primarily because, I had mentioned before that American citizens were going to we're going to be wrapped up in all these ICE raids, ICE just grabbing people because they're brown and may have a bit of an accent and I found this video, which, I guess I could share it. I found this video, which, an ICE agent apparently was given, bad information. Where is that video? Videos apparently was given bad information that this guy was he overstayed his visa. Now, apparently, there's supposed to be some sort of investigative practice, I would imagine, to find out if the person that you're actually listing as overstaying your visa did, in fact, overstay the visa. And when you ask the person flat out, now don't lie to me, where were you born? And the person says California, you might take a step back a little. Do you think you'd threaten them with a dog?
What do you mean overstay?
An overstay.
I don't know what that is.
Where
dude.
were you born? And don't lie to me.
I'm from California, dude.
Don't lie to me. Where were you born?
California.
Okay, so we're gonna take you in and verify your
No,
information.
you're not, dude.
Why? Okay, now, and that's what's funny is he asked this guy in a minute if he's the person on the phone, and he tells the person that he's overstayed. How is that if the guy was born in California? Now, I've looked up this guy's information. He most certainly was born in California.
No, you're not.
Yes, we are.
I haven't done anything wrong.
You just told me that's you who I have here.
Yeah.
Okay, so then that's you. You just told me that's you.
But that doesn't make me an illegal or anything.
Open up.
Right.
Turn around, you're gonna get the dog. Turn around.
I haven't done
We're gonna
anything.
put you
For wondering why ICE, not police, they're not cops. They are immigration and customs enforcement. They're not cops. They really have no right for arrest of a U.S. citizen. Of course, unless that U.S. citizen is, let's say, harboring a criminal or something. But this guy was just on the darn street. And I really wanted to get into that subject. And I figured it did end up getting into that subject. But I had to go to the store. I wasn't able to stay up on the channel for long enough to get to the ICE point. You know, you can't just throw something out there and expect everybody to address it when there's a list of topics at hand. Anyway, let's get back to this. So they're announcing that this lady's starting her new channel.
So I have a new channel. It's called Culture Corrections. They made me add numbers, so you'll find me at Culture Corrections 315 on YouTube. I'm doing panels, debates, discussions. Pretty much, I want to attack things from the social aspects and what we can kind of do with problems that are actually real, you know, for you and me, and not like, you know, this whole Christian nationalism. Super shot. More about the regular people in our country and our communities. I'm starting a series called Psychosocial, where we're gonna go over psyops and all that kind of stuff. Bring your best game. I want to hear some good ones. And I will be hosting Desiree Noel, who infamously rubbed her butt on Andrew Wilson at the Whatever podcast. Thereafter, she is very excited to come over and be hosted here at the Raging Tomato, as well as at the Powdered Dust.
Cody, good to see you.
We're getting everybody hooked up. It's gonna be fun.
I'm excited. And just for everyone joining the
Man almighty, you were heating up the chat last night, weren't you?
panel or even in the chat, I am giving all ladies queen royalties this evening, as I am the queen of the panelverse and I am establishing my power to them. So if any ladies get up here and start talking, you all will shut up. Is that understood, gentlemen? Fair enough. All right. And the ladies are usually pretty quiet. All right. Let's kick off with a fun one that's in the spirit of the holiday. Halloween is a Christian holiday. Does anybody think it is or is not, or have a different theory of Halloween?
13 minutes in.
I'll think it's not Christian, first of all. I don't think it's Christian.
All Hallows Eve.
It's pagan. It's pagan.
And at this exact moment, I'm trying so I went to go click on the link and it came up with nothing was signed in. And when I tried to sign in, it was a secondary. I have a secondary StreamYards, which I don't pay for. I don't use. I don't even know why I have it set up. But it came up with that one, and I was trying to figure out how to get to my primary StreamYard so that I could join the channel and at least be recognizable, because if I use the secondary, then it's going to come up with an image. I believe it's an older where I'm holding up the rose. It comes up with that older image, and I'm sure it should be like, oh, camera. And there goes, like I don't have my camera plugged in because, well, my camera's crap.
Paganism.
Yeah, I've always been told as a Christian that there's a lot of Christians who won't even celebrate it. Like their kids aren't allowed to trick or treat or anything.
mean, that's quite ironic, given that I mean, Halloween is a Christian holiday. I mean, it's partially adapted from paganism, but so is a lot of other parts of Christian and other traditions. But Halloween, as we know it today, the Apocrypha in my church bulletin when I was growing up was that Halloween, All Hallows Eve, was one of those times of the year when the medieval church believed that the veil between heaven, earth, and hell weakened.
You know, as far as that law where they're trying to, I mean, this is totally off subject, but where they're trying to allow ICE into Canada through a House bill, I believe. That's nuts. How do we expect to have the authority to pass a law on our soil that controls another soil? I don't know, man. Somehow we lost the plot. We definitely lost the plot.
So there was a chance that the creatures of hell would walk among us. So we had to disguise ourselves in forms that they might recognize. So it was quite Christian, and there's certainly nothing un-Christian about it.
I have a question. So I have a question. Like, why does it have to be October the 31st for the gates to open up? You know, between heaven and hell.
I thought it was like the Day of the Dead, though, right? The Mexican holiday or something is the day of the. But the Day of the Dead is actually later.
In Mexico, Dia dos Muertos. Yes, it was traditionally on the same day. Yes. And it was easily adaptable to Christianity.
What's that?
Yeah, Samhain.
Samhain, the Celtic thinning of the veil, when ghosts and goblins and ghoulies might step across the nether and join us here on this walking plane.
See, the kind of the Christian ideas that I was raised with were that, you know,
I'll share it with Tom
demons
as well.
and things of this nature are among us all the time. So Halloween isn't any different.
Yeah, my question is, like, why does it have to be, you know, on October, and this kind of, like, has it always been the 31st of October since back then, or has it changed over time?
Well, it's
a specific date.
I think it's always been like the same because it's like coinciding with like the equinox, I think, like when the day and the night are pretty much equal, like, and it's kind of like when fall goes over to winter, so just like the changing of the seasons.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Yeah, I did. That's interesting. I
mean, it does occupy a very similar structure to Thanksgiving in America because of the time frame in which it takes place.
And it's also kind of like Easter, like the transition from winter to spring.
Right, it's an oppositional to Ishtar. Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, Ishtar. Yeah, okay. Now we're talking Babylonian, Sumerian gods. Okay. I get it.
So do you notice the new decorations? There's not people screaming at each other at the top of their lungs or over each other constantly. Everybody seems to be having a good time. The day before, there was a video that she had to pull down and cut the end part off because the guy at the end, I mean, whatever, he was just trying to have some fun. He had had a few drinks, but he had made several TOS violations, or at least stepped on TOS boundaries. So, but all of that nonsense is pretty much gone from the channel, I've noticed. I call it redecorating. What are you sawing about? What'd you do wrong?
Do we find Halloween to have an evil connotation? Because I know, you know, there are some religions. Oh, we're going to take a brief interruption. Okay, a very brief interruption. Pardon me, everyone. Tomatoes in the motherfucking chat for Jason and Tom Carpenter, both back to back. They know what my favorite color is, and I fucking love it. I love it because it brings out the red in my face, and we start to match here. Look, I'll show you. We start to match. See the red? It brings it out even more, and it just gets me so excited. Tom Carpenter says, was just waiting for these great folks to make it happen. Halloween is as Christian as I can't even talk.
Oh yeah, she's gonna have an interview
is
with
as
him.
Christian a holiday as Christmas is today. Sam Hine merged with All Saints Day and Saturnalia.
Yeah, she'll be having an interview with him. If you guys really want to watch it, you have to sign up for memberships, of course.
Samhain with All Saints Day and Saturnalia.
Yeah, I'll pick it up later.
Saturnalia,
I don't
is that
have
right?
Discord
Is that the right
open at
word?
the moment.
Most likely.
Merged with Christmas. All Saints Day gave way to Halloween and Christmas to what it is today. Thank you, Tom. There better be more fucking tomatoes in that chat. These gentlemen have just made me a happy tomato, and we like happy tomato so that I don't turn into raging tomato. Okay, go ahead.
Something interesting about that super chat, actually. I recently heard, because I listen to a lot of like esoteric stuff and different ideas, just because I like to be informed. I heard someone talking about how there's a theory that Saturn is actually where Lucifer is locked up. It goes because, like, if you look at a picture of the Saturn, like from the North Pole, there's a hexagon, and according to scripture, he's locked up in a hexagon prison or something like that.
I heard of that. Yeah, you're right. I heard of that. Apparently, Saturn is a symbol for Satan. I heard of that. Yes, she's kind of right. And there's a lot of symbology with Saturn. Because Saturn is also in Roman
symbolism.
He's Kronos. Is he not Kronos in Roman Greek mythology, the god of time? And he is, right. And he subjugated Zeus. Like he didn't want Zeus to be the king of the gods, and he became the devil in Greek mythology. So I think I know what she's getting to the point.
Really?
But also, if you look at yes. There's a lot of cultures that believe Saturn is the planet of Satan, and
I know like the ancient Near East, like the Sumerians, like the Akkadians, they were really into Saturn, and they had record of it, even though they had no telescopes to go and observe it, because Saturn is one of the planets you can't see like with the eye. So they knew a lot of things about it, along with like the geometry of it, when they really shouldn't have known.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't here when we began, and I don't know if this question has already been asked, but I was wondering how many people on the panel think that Christians should engage in Halloween.
I'm okay.
Before she answers that, you know, that's one of the things that I don't get. If we're talking about a God that is perfect, how is it that there's weaker power at a certain time of the year where the veil between the living and the dead is the thinnest? How is God not able to keep a solid perfect boundary if he's a solid perfect being? I wanted to get into that, but at the same time I didn't want to get into that because I knew that would start a big argument.
I look at it.
Sacrifice.
Yeah, Tom was telling me about how the Wicker Man, which I do remember, where they put people up in there, and well,
I'm not Christian, so I can't speak on it. Yeah.
I look at it as what are your intentions, right? Are you hi Pepper? I look at it as like what are your intentions with celebrating Halloween, right? Is your kid just going around collecting candy and dressing up in their coolest Power Rangers costume ever, right? And if that's the intention, right? What is your belief system? Do you believe it has some kind of powerful meaning behind it? Because when we believe that there's a power behind something, it gives it that very power, right? Exactly. So if I just look at Halloween like, oh, we're going to go get candy and have a good time and dress up in Power Rangers costumes, I don't see any harm in that.
Right, and I would understand dressing up in whatnot in Power Rangers with a Christian if they're not trying to align it with the ancient pagan beliefs and try to then make excuse for why they're supporting this ancient pagan belief. Instead, as you said it, where if your children are just having a good time going out and getting candy on Halloween, then that's not that big of a problem, unless your children are dressing up as like witches or warlocks or demons and things like that, because then that becomes personifying the witch, the warlock, and the demon, which is very, very frowned upon in the Bible.
As a Christian, like, I don't give it that weight, right? It's the same thing kind of with Easter for me, because Easter is technically a lot of years based on where the calendar is. Easter is not actually Resurrection Day. You would want to count, starting with the Passover Seder. And sometimes Easter is a whole month away from that.
And that's primarily what I was trying to pull out here. I was trying to figure out how to paint the picture that Christianizing anything that's not Christian is not good. It ends up blending the religion into something that's non-distinguishable. It basically ends up bastardizing the religion itself. I mean, regardless of how you feel, if you believe in the religion or not, and if you're going to start assuming all of these other religions, it's going to end up destroying the message. And why is it that I'm not saying nobody, why is it that people don't try to track back to the Bible where it tells you that you shouldn't, you shouldn't be curious of the necro, the dead. You shouldn't try to, the word necromancer is in the Bible. Do you see what I'm saying? Or see what I'm saying? Of course you can't see what I'm saying. They're words. However, I was trying to find a way to craft out that you shouldn't probably mix religions. I did end up finding it with Saturn, that, if you're going to be blending all of these religions together, somebody might actually say something that's Christian canon, but it not be Christian canon, it actually be from the Quran, which is a trick that I pulled in the show. It's kind of funny. Yeah, I can't remember, but Easter is also a pagan holiday that's about fertility and whatnot, and that's where I start to ask myself, why are there so many assumptions of these pagan holidays within the Christian religion?
I can answer that.
That in itself kind of starts to stand out more than just having your kids.
Hold on, I can hear you.
That starts to stand out more than just having your kids have an enjoyable day. Instead, it's actually following the dogma of the pagan.
I agree with you, but you got to remember, when Constantine established what is essentially, orthodoxy in the Catholic Church, he actually kind of made it so that the pagans would have a much easier time shifting over to Christianity. And so that's what he did, was really he took as much pagan normalcy and applied
as did popes for hundreds of years.
And it has bastardized the Bible ever since. That's man's views of what should be done versus what's actually written in the Bible. Do you see where the problem becomes there?
That's his right. That's his right. Constantine adopted Roman Catholicism to dominate and make Europe one mono system. He wanted a mono system because too many people believe too many things in Europe. He wanted one system.
I want to say hello to Pepper. Is in Evan Lord's cat.
I mean, that's kind of how a scam works as well. Let's say you have a strong net group of people that are surrounded around one product. You make a product that is easily converted, easily used, that works with that product, so that you can get their buyers over to your side. And then once their buyers are over to your side, then you can kind of get them turned into iPhone lovers so that they become iZombies, and all they'll ever buy is an iPhone. It's just kind of how it works. This is how they're also treating religion. Oh, we'll just go ahead and we'll put in Christmas and Easter, even though it doesn't necessarily align. And we'll bring in some Halloween, and either you're a Christian or you're not.
Pepper hanging around today. Do we get to see Pepper? Tell your mom to hand you Pepper. We want to see Pepper.
All right.
I'm just teasing. You don't have to get Pepper, but we want Pepper. Anyways, yes, I love that. That's cute,
Pepper,
though.
the redheaded kid that gets lost all the time on panel and doesn't realize.
Yes, well, that's the other Pepper. There's like a couple. Pepper is not the same Pepper that's in the chat. Pepper, we now call Pepper Cheetos, okay, to be safe, but it's not the same Pepper. So, yeah. Oh, look, we do have kitties. All right, sorry, I did. Oh wait, I gotta move you so I can. For some reason, that button's hidden. Look, we always give our animals their camera time, their cameos.
In my community, cats are called the wives of the devil. Like in my community, cats are being evil.
Oh, your mic.
We can hear you.
Your mic went underwater for a minute.
Oh, sorry, can you hear me? I'll
you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah, go ahead. I wanted to let you guys get back to the topic. I did interrupt. I apologize, but I do interrupt for kitties or doggies.
Alderson, how old is your cat? Just curious.
Matcha there is 3.
3? Okay.
Yeah, my other
I'm
cat.
wondering, do you know the breed? It kind of looks like a Norwegian forest cat.
No,
because
I got it at the farm store. It was given away for free at the farm store. So, and I needed a cat.
Heinz 57 breed.
Yeah.
Does anyone believe this? Cats are demons from hell. I have a love-hate relationship with cats. Like you stay in your end and I'll stay on my end.
God made all 4-legged animals. It's right in the Bible. See, this is what I mean. And another thing is like with marriage and divorce and remarriage. I don't know about marriage and divorce, but remarriage and then remarriage and then remarriage. How many times do you do it before you realize you're not living by what the Bible's teaching is? And then they've now, of course, because society has accepted it, entered these ideas of being able to be remarried into the church and accepted it. This is what I mean by eventually your church gets diluted.
And I do believe cats are fucking from hell, but does anybody else think this is or have some kind of
she seems much happier.
No,
I like all animals. I don't think that any animal is from hell. As a matter of fact, it probably
I believe cats are demonic.
They're all from heaven.
What it is if you look at ancient Egyptian culture, they believed that cats could see spirits and could connect with the dead, essentially, and were pretty much guardians.
Beth, do you remember the cat goddess? Is it Maat? Maat, the cat.
I can't remember.
Be honest with you, the little purple guy in the bottom, I can't remember his name, drove me so nuts. It's like half the time he was only half listening.
Nefertiti, one of those gods. They believe.
So you know those people that even if there's 8 people on the channel, they feel like after anybody else on the panel speaks, they have to then respond to it. That's kind of how that guy is. There's, I don't know how many people, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people up there. And it seems like every time somebody talks, he has to respond. Give somebody else a chance to talk. Notice I'm not up there blabbing my heart out.
Cats, and like in my culture, we think cats is the wife of the devil. So
Oh.
Say what you will. Yeah. You don't
I
like
know.
that,
I know in like Christendom, like during the Black Plague, the Pope that was there, he blamed the cats as like the cause of it, and he basically said for all Christians to like kill the cats to go and stop the plague.
Sure, that worked really well for them.
Caused the Black
Right,
Plague.
that was great.
That caused the Black Plague. Killing all the cats.
Next, we're gonna find out that communists said that we should kill all the sparrows. Oh wait, they did.
Hey, birds
All
aren't
right.
real.
Back to Halloween.
Also true.
You guys were running down the idea that the devil is really in Saturn, and then we moved a little forward from there. We were talking about the Passover, the Easter. I wanted to pick it right back up where we left off. If anybody wants to go.
Saturn is constriction in other cultures. It's time. So it's constriction as opposed to expansion. So it's really kind of the opposite of the Satan figure. And then the Day of the Dead type thing that comes from the Mexicans, Samhain just is an end to the harvest season.
Okay.
I'm learning.
I know.
Yeah,
this is so crazy for me. Go ahead.
I love this. Thank you, Sarah. I love this whole discussion we're having. This is the kind of discussion I love to talk about. You know, esoteric, religion, paganism. Enough with the politics. Let's enjoy some crazy babble. Halloween night. Where did Halloween come from? I think it's paganism. Some people are saying, there's equinox and the merger of the moon and the planet. Keep going. I'm just learning.
As far as the planets and the stars being entities, the only Christian references I can find to that isn't a Christian canon. It's called the Book of Enoch, but it's pretty much the only reference I can find that's Christian. And even though it's not necessarily Christian canon, it's actually refused by a lot of the Christian canon. But it speaks of the stars and planets being entities. However, the Bible speaks of them more as being weapons to be hurled at demons that are trying.
I think you're thinking of the Quran there, mate.
The Book of Enoch.
No, the weapons being hurled at demons. There's some interpretations of the Quran that say that God throws stars at devils.
I would agree that I may be mixing religions, and that could be primarily because of, as we were saying before, that the Christians are tending to assume so many different things from paganism and Greek, and Judaism, and so on and so forth. So it does seem like, I might be able to make that mistake quite easily if we continue to go down this route of mixing Christianity with things that are not Christian.
Well, then when you say paganism, you're literally referring to hundreds of different religions that just are not Christian. So they have a wide variety of beliefs. They aren't the same at all.
Yeah, there's a lot of branches that kind of roll out, and it almost kind of makes it even more confusing when we do that.
But Sarah, that's what this is.
All pagan means is not the mainstream religion. So because
now, I would have to argue that my definition of pagan would be any religion that has multiple gods, multiple entities, multiple deities that are in control of nature. That would be my argument of what pagan is. But I also understand anything that's out of the standard belief of what a religion is.
As we live in the United States, Abrahamic religions are our mainstream. If you went to Tibet, Abrahamic religions would then be pagan because it's just not the mainstream religion.
Mm-hmm.
But for the longest time, Beth.
But this is where I'm trying to find a way to explain that if you start mixing religions in, people will easily confuse a religion. Will easily confuse teachings of one religion, one belief, pagan belief, into the Christian belief. It's very easy to get two different ideas or even verses from two different Bibles mixed into one. So that's where I was going with this whole Saturn thing.
Right, for the longest time, like for example, for Europe had a lot of different, pagan religions, practices.
And I'll point out that when I do it, notice how fast I switch to, aha, yeah, that's easy to do. I can make that confusion because you guys have confused it.
Until Constantine adopted Christianity, and he said, you know what, I'm going to expand Rome to Europe. He adopted Christianity to make Europe one system. And until Henry VIII, where he broke the Catholic religion, he's like, you know what, England does not follow the Pope anymore. And then
what about the Great Schism?
He divided Catholicism and he introduced Protestant systems, where the rest of Europe started adopting Henry VIII system. It was like, you know what, we don't need to follow the Pope anymore.
Quick question, Dante. What about the Great Schism between Catholicism and Orthodoxy first?
And then there was Martin.
Okay. Wait, that's a good question. That's Orthodoxy. Isn't that like mainly supported by Egypt, Ethiopia, and Eastern Europe?
Egypt, Ethiopia, Eastern Europe, with guest appearances from Debate University. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
There was,
and by the way, I'm not a professor.
I didn't even recognize
religion,
Ryan.
So I'm just observing and just speaking on what I've observed. My bad. Carry on.
It's interesting you mentioned Ethiopia. That's where the Book of Enoch is mainly held, and in the Christian church. I was wondering if because I don't know much about the Orthodox. I was wondering if, I know quite a bit about the Orthodox, but nothing on that subject. If within the Orthodox Church, the Book of Enoch is accepted as canon.
I don't think so.
It's the Ethiopian Coptic Church. It's the main church in Ethiopia that accepts the Book of Enoch.
It's not considered.
Andy says, I love Andy. Andy's so smart. I don't know why Andy's not up here, especially for this talk. Augustine calls the pagan gods demons in his City of God, giving credence to the idea that the Greek gods are real in some sense.
So actually, if you would, when you start looking at like Enoch and whatnot and the stories like with the Watchers, I think that you can make a correlation between the Watchers, which are the fallen angels, which are the parents of the Nephilim, to the gods and the gods of the
Now, I really want to get into the topic of Enoch, but not into the topic of Enoch. I really want to get into the topic of the Nephilim, but I really want that to be on its own show about the Nephilim. And the reason why that is, when I get in there and I start talking about the Nephilim, I'm going to be talking about the flaws in God, the fuck-ups, the mistakes that God has made. And nobody is going to like that.
pagan religions. But that's just my opinion. That's something I look at. I know there's other people who hold that belief too.
Hold on. Evan, hold on for a second. I'm going to test something.
Can you hear me all right? It's probably it's me.
It's not you.
That's Ryan. Wow.
Hold on, Evan. Let me unmute it again.
I didn't even recognize you.
Hold on, everybody, stop for a second. Evan, unmute. It's you. Do you have a? Let me do this. It's not Beth. I thought it was Beth.
Not me.
It's not you. I thought it was you because it was the same sound as last night, but it is not. Because I realized when you were talking, I was like, wait a minute, it stopped, and she's talking.
I moved my table all the way away. It was like,
hold on.
Is this better?
Yes. Thank you.
That was probably my computer fan. My bad.
Okay. That's okay. That's okay. It happens. Like it happens to everyone, and we just work through it. All good. We're fixed now. I always know because the fans neutralize the music in the background, and so that's how I know like there's something impeding on the stuff here. All right. I apologize. Back to you guys.
If I can chime in for just a second, I can't stay for very long, but I don't know about all the folklore you guys are talking about, but back where I'm from, the Kanto region, we worship an ancient Pokemon named Mew, which is the origin of all species.
Oh
it's
my God! You know what? Enough.
So it's actually all Pokemon that we know of descended.
Hold on.
All Pokemon Yeah, I'll put.
Ryan's great. His channel is Radical Coder at Radical Coder. If you guys want to check it out, he's funny, but man, what a clown.
Pokemon that we know of actually descended from Mew. So there's rumors that they were actually able to find DNA of Mew and make a clone, but I haven't found it yet. But I'm actually going tonight. I'm actually going tonight. I'm almost done.
Where is Arceus in your town?
Hold on.
Oh, sorry, my mic just switched, so I can hear you guys now. But
Hold
yeah,
on.
I'm
Everybody
actually
shut
going
up
to
for a second.
Cerulean Cave tonight to investigate a weird issue there. So hopefully, I might run into this clone if possible.
Ryan, hold on. We have to know. Did you have a date last night?
Well, I mean, look. Don't worry about me. I'm good.
Ryan.
Ryan.
No,
Everyone is
hosting a Halloween party.
invested. Everyone is invested now because you came into the chat last night and you're like, I've got somewhere to be.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
I mean, Radical Coder completionists already know that I've got a girlfriend, so that's where I'm at right
awesome.
now.
Ooh, Ryan's got a girlfriend. I'm excited for you, Ryan.
I like you.
I am
Ryan.
so
I'm
excited. I have been like rooting you on. I'm so
sorry to
freaking
Beth's
excited.
daughter, who I know
It's
was,
all
was
good. Don't
suggested.
worry.
So you're saying Mewtwo is the Antichrist?
Yeah, is
Well,
Mewtwo
actually,
the Antichrist? That's a good question.
Actually, Giratina is more of the Antichrist Pokemon.
Oh my God, this guy! God damn.
Ryan,
That's me. Oh no.
where is Arceus? He is literally the creator god of the Pokemon
Arceus is the god of
universe. Where is
Pokemon.
Arceus?
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
This
worship
Arceus.
Arceus personally. I've never seen evidence of an Arceus. I've seen plates. I've seen the plates that allegedly Arceus uses to change types, but I've just
You
never.
can
I've never
touch an Arceus for
I've never
yourself.
caught an Arceus.
Oh my God, words were coming out of his mouth, dude. Shut up.
So I just can't tell. I can't tell for sure.
Is your girlfriend in Canada?
In Canada? Oh, Kanto. Kanto.
No, I'm-
Yes.
He said Kanto,
Miss
no,
it.
not Canada.
You missed it.
Kanto.
You missed it. Awesome. All right.
That's right. Steve was saying your girlfriend's made up. That nobody
She
would
is,
ever
yeah.
want to date with you. That's what he
Yeah.
was
That's
A-
real.
AM.
I
Our
want
lovely
this
friend.
for Ryan.
It's like this guy feels like he's having a one-on-one conversation with every single person on the panel. Every time somebody speaks, he's responding as if they're talking to him.
You don't know his girlfriend. She lives in the
Misty. Misty.
What?
All right, back to you guys. We can
I have a
continue
question for
down
Ryan.
the.
Ryan, is your girlfriend
Hey,
Misty
Ayrton
from
Otter.
Pokemon? Since you're dressed like Ash Ketchum from
No,
Pokemon.
dude, I'm not dressed like Ash. I'm actually dressed like Red, and Misty's like 10 years old.
No, she's
I
an
mean,
adult
if
gym
you're gonna
leader.
Here's where I figured, yeah, if you're gonna try to, get under the man's skin, at least use Rob.
From like
The game canon.
1995.
If you're gonna
Characters
try
in
to
Pokemon don't
cool,
age.
man, maybe say
All right.
something like, "Did you and Rob get makeup or something?
What?
Did you and Rob Nor makeup or something there, Radical
No,
Code?"
not yet. I'm gonna
Is,
ask him for his
is
forgiveness.
that
for my
who you went on a date with last night? And you
Yeah,
did
I was
spill
just
the
looking for the
beans?
mysterious girlfriend. There's some loosey goosey use of the word girl
She
boy
goes to another
stuff,
school and we
so
wouldn't know her.
All
I'm
right.
sure.
Does anyone have
picking with
information
you,
on
Ryan.
the Nephilim return after the flood? Does anyone?
And like I said, I'd like to go into the Nephilim subject, but I'm waiting till she pulls up a show specifically on the Nephilim, because that shows a manufacturer error, a big manufacturer error.
Is anyone a Nephilim?
And I was just giving Ryan a hard time. As I said, it's at Radical Coder. He's a great guy. I was just giving him a razz.
Give it
Yes,
half an
yes,
hour. Not all night. I got somebody coming.
All right, I'll hold that one. And we can do little season theory too. If what's his name? Is it okay for Christians to make believe? This would tap into the Halloween stuff too, I think. Like we do Santa Claus, right? We do make believe with our children. We do Halloween, where we make believe we're creatures of the night, or Power Rangers, or Pokemon people.
And when you're Christian, you make believe there's Sky Daddy up there.
If you are atheist, you would believe that. So, is it okay for Christians to make believe?
Maybe.
I was born and raised Muslim. Even we do Halloween night in our community. Halloween became considered as just an average commercial holiday. It's commercial. The whole thing's commercial.
But even if it isn't.
I accidentally muted. So the Nephilim was created by God and then destroyed by God in the flood, and then the angels came down and they had babies with humans, and those were the return of the Nephilim. But yeah, and that kind of is a, I thought something was done to get rid of them, and then didn't you know that everything that was going to happen in order? What? Well, I don't get it, man.
Of
Not you, God.
Christianity is 110% real. We accept it, and it's there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, right? Let's all the atheists on panel pretend you are a Christian. I know that's hard for some of you. All right.
Yeah, that's hard. Yeah, that's hard.
Would it be
Let me
okay?
iron half of the wrinkles out of my brain first. I'll be right back.
Would it be okay for you to make believe, dress up, pretend something is there that's not, like Santa Claus, Easter Bunny, so on and so forth? It's kind of like living in Delulu, telling a lie, right?
Well, like with my kids, I mean, like I was raised Christian, raised my kids Christian. I never lied to them like with like Santa Claus is real or the Easter Bunny is real, but I certainly encourage them to be imaginative and to, I mean, you need those skills in order to create things, right?
Get out the clipping tool.
So I don't see a problem with it.
I mean, there's no reason. There's like anybody who essentially wastes time trying to condemn the idea of Santa Claus.
X-Files, I probably saw.
There's much better things to be complaining about than a fat man in a suit who isn't causing harm. Isn't causing harm to anybody, and if anything, might be encouraging children to do good. So it's like. It's like it's like obviously Christian ethics in the Bible are important, but the Bible doesn't tell us literally everything. It doesn't tell us how to make a nuclear fusion reactor. We have to figure this kind of shit out for ourselves.
Actually, Dave, no, never mind. I'm going to come back to that point. Carry on.
Real quick, be real fast here. The reason why I didn't like tell my kids that like the Easter Bunny or Santa Claus and that stuff is real is because, especially with them being children, I didn't want them to eventually find out that I lied to them, because that's going to damage their trust in things that I tell them, right? So that was my purpose behind going that way.
I kind of honor, I kind of respect that you did that. I kind of respect that you do that, because my father, now I don't respect the man at all, but he was Jehovah's Witness, so he never told us the Santa Claus or any of that fairy tale make-believe stuff, because they do consider that like in the witchcraft realm. And he never told me any of those lies. As a matter of fact, he told me very clearly that those people are lying to their children.
Yes,
and that I should never do that if I ever had children in the future.
Exactly.
Yeah, you shouldn't lie to your kids. You should let them, when they turn old enough, you should let them go choose a starter Pokemon and begin their adventure. I chose an EV and involved in Umbreon, as we've all known. But hey, guys,
Ryan. And the Bridgecoaster. No, I'm not kidding. We don't get to see the Bridgecoaster anymore, Ironton Otter. That's so sad.
Ryan, are you making your exit? Hold on, please. Hold on, Banta. I need you to actually listen with your ears, okay? Because you've been very interruptive to everyone, and I think it's because
she finally calls it out.
Because you're on your phone, and that does cause like a new.
No, it's because he's freaking rude, and he thinks that every single person on the panel is personally talking to him.
Neutralization between voices when you're on the phone. So just be mindful of that. Ryan, are you making your exit, sir?
Yeah, I am. I'm hosting a Halloween party or co-hosting a Halloween party. So I gotta finish setting up here. But yeah, me and Umbreon, my first Pokemon, he was an Eevee, and then he leveled up to level 20, and he leveled up at night, and his friendship stat was of course maxed out. So he evolved right into an Umbreon, and we've been best buds since long before that. But hey, I just completed my Pokemon journey. I got all 8 badges. I'm heading out to the Indigo League tonight also. So wish me luck taking on the Elite Four. And hey, happy Halloween, everyone! And
now, earlier I tried to ask him if his hat lit up, and as he was exiting, I was trying again to ask him if his hat lit up, but I just gave up on it because it's not really that important.
Thanks for having me, Sarah. It was good seeing you guys.
Absolutely,
Good night.
Brian. Thanks for stopping by. I love your costume.
Was any of that?
My oldest son loved that show, and I understood everything Ryan just said.
Oh dear God!
I still never found out if his Pokemon ball lit up or not. The Pokemon ball on his head.
Probably didn't.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
I was asking, but I couldn't get through.
That's okay. Sometimes we just have to let things
I
go.
was explaining,
Varun, I know you have something to add into this, and thank you for the big 5. And what do you got for us on Christianity and Halloween or Christianity and make-believe, whichever one you want to go?
Now, let me give my personal view on Azrun. Azrun, I like. I think that I don't absolutely like. Let me explain that. I think no harm. I think no bad. I don't get angry. Do you know what I mean? There's no feeling there. But he seems to bring to the table a lot of discussion, which I think is great. Sadly, it's always. I'm surprised he didn't say it this time, even though he was talking a lot about India. And when he gets on the channel, within five sentences, 5 simple sentences, in India, stop it, man, stop it. Just make your description without saying that.
We also have some similar festivals to Christianity's Halloween. We have something called Mali Amavase, where they worship the ancestors after they've departed. The souls of the ancestors.
In this situation, it makes absolute sense to do this comparison because it's a direct comparison through his religion to the religious beliefs of Christianity and the link to Halloween.
So Halloween and that festival are actually.
Say that last part again.
The Halloween and that festival Mali Amavase, they're similar actually.
I was talking about going over and seeing Iron
Elaborate.
or SSU today.
No, on that particular on that particular day, on the dark moon night,
I need to
they're
go say
supposed to
hi.
worship the ancestors of the departed, and they're supposed to offer
He does
all the
bring
5
interesting
elements
conversation, though,
as a token of gratitude for us being born in this world. For that, you need to worship your ancestors' spirits. Otherwise, they believe that you'll be cursed if you don't do it. So it's somewhat similar to Halloween, actually.
Okay, that actually makes sense. Like almost like going to the graveyard, right? To like for people who have died before, your relatives, so on and so forth, and saying goodbye again or saying hello, or it's their birthday and you're stopping by, leaving flowers. So honoring like the Day of the Dead in a way of just paying honorary marks to them for a full day. That makes sense. Okay, I'm driving with it. Go ahead, Beth.
I kind of like the whole idea with the ceremony that they do down in South America, where like they light up candles, they hang flowers, and they leave the door open for their departed family and loved ones to come visit. I think that's just kind of cool.
Aw, that is neat.
I've never seen it like the
Doesn't
setup. It's really cool.
Doesn't the Japanese do that as well? Like, they have these kind of floating candles for the
Japanese also have altars. Many Japanese, even though a lot of them are secular. I mean, I've visited Japan a few times. A lot of them are secular, but they still practice aspects of Shinto, including like 70% of Japanese houses and apartments still have altars in which they will leave tributes for spirits of the dead or also spirits of local deities. that they still worship. My first visit to Tokyo, I was, by sheer coincidence, my hotel was right opposite this big shrine in the middle of urban Tokyo. And at the start of the day, you found a lot of people on their way to work would stop and pray for 2 minutes or so, even though they lived secular lives, because we still need to find this meaning in our lives. And there's, like, I think most of us believe in some kind of spirituality and something beyond the physical. So they still engaged with that, and they still engaged with honoring the dead. And it's like, if you ever seen a Japanese graveyard, it was a forest of stone pillars. Literally, my brother and I were walking down a mountain by accident. We looked down, and it was this forest of stone pillars of all the dead. And in
Man almighty,
Okinawa,
I have a
was in
problem with
cemetery,
S's, and they kind of whistle a little bit.
Again,
but
they just have these
please don't stress
obelisks
your
about
S's so much,
4 or
dude.
5 foot high, apart from obviously the great and the good at the top of the ceremony that had big, large burial plots that were closer to what we would understand in the West. But I mean, they're still, even if they live secularly and maybe don't even really truly believe it, they still engage with the whole ritual of honoring the dead and wondering where the dead go and probably hoping to see them again.
Yeah.
Where do we? That leads me to my next question. Then, what do we think happens to the dead?
Oh my God.
You know, I
mean, because I know we have Christians on board, and I also know we have atheists on board. But I mean, if you don't believe that they go to heaven, right? Your soul goes to heaven or whatever. Then what do you believe if you're
I
outside?
know exactly
of the
what
spectrum?
happens.
Okay.
You meet all your lost dogs at the end of the path. They're all just there waiting on you. All of them.
I'd love that. I'd love that.
The kind of Christian.
I mean, I'm with you on it. I don't think that's how it works, but I will join you, sir, if it happens.
We can hope.
Glad.
Yeah, we can hope. So with the Christianity I was indoctrinated with as a child, I was always taught that the dead sleep, waiting for the second coming, and like I didn't really believe in ghosts and stuff. Like my parents were very much like, you know, that's not real. If you're seeing something, it's a demon trying to trick you, and you're gonna go to hell. And so I was like traumatized as a child by that.
Oh my God.
And I didn't really believe in ghosts until like I started working at hospice. And
You know,
then
as
it
far
was,
as far as the dogs coming, or you meeting all your dogs in the afterlife, there was and you guys were mentioning Twilight Zone earlier. There was a Twilight Zone where the guy met his dog, and I think his dog led him to the devil, and then protected him from, or was protecting him from going to the devil.
yeah, no, I saw stuff that changed my mind quickly.
That's
Can I double what Beth said? Like, can I back her up statement? Because I was born and raised a Muslim. I no longer practice Islam, but she's right. Even in Islam, they believe once you die, you have to wait until Judgment Day. So all the people who are dead currently are like in deep sleep until God sounds the trumpet, Judgment Day, and then everybody comes back to, comes out of the grave and start getting judged. So in our belief system, anyone who's dead right now, they're all in deep sleep until the day of judgment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so currently, no one is in heaven or hell right now. No one is in heaven or hell currently.
You know, if you want to carry the Christian religion.
Hold on, Azrun had his hand raised. Sorry, Azrun, go ahead.
Yeah, in our religion, there is a belief system that after the body perishes, the soul will be in a miserable condition because it needs another physical body to fulfill its desires. So being unable to do it, it will be miserable. They say spirits are evil or whatever. They'll be so miserable actually that they'll attack you if you try to come in contact with them, because they don't have a body. There are heavens and hells also in our religion, but the thing is, the problem with heaven and hell is that it's like going to jail, or it's like being in a very good place. Like let's say you've committed the crimes. Depending upon the intensity of the crime, the soul will go to hell and stay there for depending upon how intense the crime is, but it won't be forever. Even heaven also, depending upon how intense the actions were good, it will stay in heaven for that period and it will have to come back. Ultimate salvation is beyond heaven and hell, where they'll merge with God.
Okay.
So I've got a quick question, if you don't mind. What you said there about that souls would become so miserable that it would almost be bad to contact them. Could that not be like genuinely quite spiritually and psychologically harmful to people? Like if your grandmother just died, you can't try to commune with her because no matter how good or how warm or how kind a person she was in life, now she's this miserable, wretched spirit that will attack you. Could that not be very
scary?
Harmful? Yeah, it is scary because I've been to this place. There they exercise the spirits out of the person's body. So even if it's a Hindu place, but even Christians and Muslims also come there. So I've seen a Muslim man's wife being possessed by some kind of a spirit, speaking in a language that none of us knew. Like she was easily able to speak some other language. And I've seen some Christian people also being possessed, and they came to that place and they were able to remove the spirits out of their bodies, because it's done on every dark moon night of the fortnight that takes place once in 2 weeks. You'll actually have to go. There's a lake over there. First you have to bathe in the lake, then you have to come out, then you'll have to.
That is basically how the Bible describes it, is he lives outside of space and time, basically.
Hold a rock on top of your head. So if the spirit is possessing you, it starts coming out actually, and you'll start speaking an alien language. Then the person will have to come over there and exercise that thing out of the spirit, out of the body. So it's a very ancient temple, and they don't charge any money. It's done for free. Anyone from any religion or caste can come to that place. So I've been there actually, and it was a bit scary actually to see some being talk in a language that's alien, and they can't be heard or communicated. So most of the spirits are miserable actually. They can't fulfill their earthly desires, right? They would have died living an unfulfilled life. So they'll catch hold of someone's body and try to fulfill their desires through that person.
I'm just gonna go refill my coffee. Beth is in charge. Everyone play nice. I'll be back in just a couple minutes. Keep going.
Why am I in charge? I want to push back on what you said, because I had an auntie, right? You know, I'm Muslim. I'm not Muslim, but you know, I come from a Muslim background, African, blah blah blah. My auntie was possessed, and we had an exorcism in her house. Like, she was possessed, claiming she's possessed by a jinn. Are you familiar with jinns? It's like an Arabian. Yeah. Possessed by a jinn. This woman, who had very soft spoken, her voice became damn near like Barry White. You know the singer Barry White?
Yeah.
It's very deep. Yeah. How could this woman go from a nice soft spoken vocal to Barry White? She was talking crazy. It's like, and she was saying, I am the jinn. I'm possessing this body. I am a male jinn possessing this woman. I love this body. I'm going to keep it. We had to call a cleric to exorcise this woman. But me personally, Varun, I think my auntie was going through some mental issues. I don't think it was like some kind of spiritual thing. Could you say that for your culture? Varun, can you say that for your culture in India?
I've seen. See, one thing is, according to Islam, they shouldn't associate with any other religions, right? So if that's the case, I saw a Muslim man with his wife come to this temple, and his wife started speaking an alien language, and they had to remove the spirit. And my friend, actually, his brother got possessed. So when he got possessed, he became very, very strong physically, and it took 10 people to hold him down. He was able to jump from the second story of a building and land on his feet.
Now you have to think about this. This is India, a place where a lot of frauds have been surfaced, where, you know, like the guy who supposedly lived for decades without eating, and he ended up getting busted because they found out he was actually eating and drinking like a normal person. But of course, you know, and there's all these different, you know, in India is a place where myths basically are created and accepted as normal.
It was very tough to hold them down. Actually, they needed a lot of people, and then what happened was that they had to ultimately go to a Muslim fakir. He used some kind of exorcism techniques, and
I had to hold myself back from saying a Muslim fuckhead. They went to a Muslim fuckhead
and removed the spirit out of his body.
It's called the ruqiyya. They read the Quran over the person. It's called the ruqiyya. You have to read, you have to read some lines. There's a chapter in the Quran for the jinns, where you summon the jinn out from the body, or the demon, whatever you want to
Even
call it.
within Christianity, Scripture does talk about possession. As a matter of fact, Jesus exorcises people, and his disciples go on to exorcise people as well. So the idea that now the church, you know, kind of has denounced that, and a lot of churches have
in the
denounced
Catholic Church, the exorcists apparently the exorcists have never been busier, and they're actually training some new exorcists for the first time in a while. But I remember when I was growing up, there was
time for Constantine to come back.
There was the story of the man having seizures in the temple, which is often interpreted today as epilepsy or something like that, which statistically it probably was. But I still remember distinctly there was this footnote, and it was just a footnote, even though it was a Catholic school, at the very end saying, by the way, to dismiss it as epilepsy.
Yeah, but Ironton Auditor, we get a chance to, you know, hear your voice and your good jokes and whatnot, and we get to see the town, even though it doesn't change much.
He could ignore the reality of demon possession. Well, that would have been an interesting topic of discussion, which we never had.
You could save money by turning it into a walkabout certain areas of the town. The reason why Christianity has moved away from the exorcisms is primarily what you said. We've learned that certain things that we thought were demon possession, such as epilepsy, were better treated through other means than this exorcism that wasn't always working.
Well, that's the thing, right? Is so, and I'm even all for, yes, they should be looking at, you know, medical reasons for it first, including mental.
Well, that, and it's got to be kind of hard to walk around dragging that barrel of that pistol around on the ground.
Health.
Yep.
Yes,
and I think through that, they've probably dismissed a lot more. And now, unfortunately, I think they may have dismissed so much that, like you said, now they're never been busier.
You know, I find a lot of times, not so much in on this channel, but there's people that believe that like the government is trying to do things to your body through like vax. All right, I'll stop there and whatnot. You know, I think they kind of miss the verses in the Bible where it says that God will heal you; He will mend your body.
I think more importantly, this kind of nonsense is self-discrediting and requires no input from us. I mean, I'm not even talking from oh my God, our corporate overlords might exercise that completely unaccountable power over the panel. Genuinely, some things you hear, mostly related to this, are so stupid that I really don't think we should waste our time on them.
I have good pushback.
Go on.
Probably part of the reason why they've overlooked the part about God will heal you is because most people actually lack the dedicated faith to see that happen within their
And that is what I'm trying to point out.
life, right? I mean, how many people do we have that go to church, say they're Christians, and really don't actually live a Christian life or walk the walk, you know?
I don't think any of the spirits were ever people. I think these are inhuman entities and intellects, and I think every single fairy tale, legend, and myth from old are warnings against making deals or holding truck with inhuman intellects.
I think there's something to that. That's what I was raised to believe.
Beth?
Go ahead, Ezra.
The thing is, have you heard of sleep paralysis? Like,
Yes.
it's like very rampant in the West. Whenever they go to sleep, you become vulnerable to psychic attacks. And when you're in that sleep, like they say, sometimes sleep actually it makes you self-identify even more strongly with your limitations. You're in a state where you're helpless. That's when these entities come and attack you. They've seen flying saucers also coming and pulling the astral body out of the physical body. They've seen the physical body levitate. Some people who've been into death metal cults, they've seen some kind of blue demonic spirits come and strangle them. So the thing is, you can't discredit them as mad people because it's happened all over the country. And many people who
there's all kinds of nonsense spread all over the country, and you guys expect a lot of people to accept it. Like, isn't that where the whole magical force thing comes from, where they can push you back and whatnot? You can't attack them, and
they have experienced this are not related only to each other, but when they have prayed to Jesus Christ, it's actually helped a lot in reversing this condition of sleep paralysis.
the more that we advance through time, the more and more that we can disprove such claims. And the reason why I say that is primarily that we have video everywhere, and that these things that are visual that you described, we aren't catching anywhere on video.
But that's why should we catch a spirit on video?
Because he described it as being a blue demon that was strangling the person. He described levitation. He described several things that would very easily be caught on video. And there's cameras everywhere, man. We get video of people in their bedroom when there's crime scenes and stuff like that. It seems like nowadays there's a video camera everywhere.
Wow.
Well, he described a blue glowing creature.
Yeah.
He described levitations. He described things that we just don't see.
The thing is, this is the description of all the victims who have suffered from this. They have described whatever they've seen. So you can't say that all of them are mad, because most of them are not related to each other, and it's happened all over the place. Like, it's not happened only to one particular place. All over the country it's happened. So discrediting all their experiences as some kind of a hallucinogenic induced state doesn't make sense. They've been attacked.
I don't know. Out by the campfire sounds like a better idea.
As well. So you can't say everything that they've gone through is fake. These things,
I would agree with you.
If I may, real quick, Vern, like I agree with you. Partially,
I don't know about better, but I did like his campfire streams.
I think there has to be a healthy medium between the scientific analysis of what's happening and also the spiritual level. Because we're not arrogant to say we can't be arrogant saying there's nothing spiritual, nothing. Who knows? We're still a young race of humans. We're in the 21st century. Oh yeah, I'm atheist or I'm scientific. I think science is right. We can't be that arrogant. Maybe there's something
cool people
going
on panel. It would be great.
So I'm with Varun a little bit. I'm on this side a little bit.
Why I'm saying this is because
never gets seen.
They say you have split personality or you have schizophrenia. These people who suffer from mental disorders, I've noticed many things about them. When the psychiatrists give them medicines, it never cures them only, and they could be under possession because their whole lives they've been taking the medicines. It never cured them. In fact, it made their organs even more hopeless. One woman who was undergoing psychiatric medication, her kidneys became toxic. I forgot what that medicine was. They had to remove one kidney of hers. It never changed actually, and the mental illness, it never vanished actually. So there are a lot of people who are materialistic nowadays. They'll commit errors in their pursuit of materialistic goals. That's when these non-physical beings, these spiritual beings will see.
So basically he's explaining, if a treatment doesn't work, insert magic. It's kind of the god of the gaps. We don't understand why this treatment works for 90% of people, but not this 10% of people. So there must be God. It's a logical fallacy, really. It's not a bad one. He's not intending to do it. So I mean, calling him out on it would be wrong in a way, but it is a god of the gaps. It's where you can't explain something, insert God or whatever deity here.
That this woman is ready to make a deal with the devil. They'll possess her body. Actually, they'll be able to fulfill their wicked desires along with her, and she won't be able to know what's happening, and she'll be like in a very haggard condition too. Nowadays, no one is morally pure, right? So they're prone to possession. So the psychiatric tablets, I've never seen them perform any very well when people take it.
I agree. I think a lot of medication can cause problems, and I don't like when people believe science is the cure. Science can also be your it can destroy you too. It's not all good element. So
Remember thalidomide, the tragedy of the morning sickness pill that caused all those birth defects.
Yeah, that one was horrible.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
what is it?
Oh yeah, something you're not seeing right now. One of my trolls showed up in the chat. They didn't mention anything about the trolling, but I did clearly notice one of my trolls in the chat.
Thalidomide, I'll post it in chat.
You know, we've all wondered why all these muscle heads are all stupid. We just learned that there's a lot of lead in those protein drinks that they've been, and those protein shakes that they've been drinking, because they're not a food, so they don't regulate them the same as a food, and they're not a drug, so they don't regulate them as a drug. They're a supplement. So there's tons of, there was up to like 7 nanograms per serving of lead within some of those protein drinks. The funny thing about the lead and the 7 nanograms that I was mentioning, the one that I was specifically thinking of was a supposedly a organic, all natural, but it had 7 nanograms of lead per serving.
When they
Let's
specifically
do a sound check. We're gonna do a sound check for P. Fletch. Are you coming in? P. Fletch.
Are you here? Can you hear us?
Oh, there you
Sure.
are. We got you there.
Sound.
And Ant, let's do a mic check on you. Are you coming in?
Am I here? Hello?
Yep. All right. You're both in. Okay, good. Go ahead.
Sarah, are you?
Super shot.
Wait, did he really skip the part where I showed my butt?
Yeah, it looks like he swear just brought it in. Yeah.
Is that when it first comes up? Okay.
And that's where you abandoned me right there, and then you're back. Yeah.
This magical pill that cured morning sickness, but damn near an entire generation was born with.
I think I gotta
horrific
fix that
birth
button.
defects from this medication, and it was actually
That's a fact.
made, like the company that made it is still making stuff. There's a documentary about it on Netflix. I'll find it and send you the name of it.
That's creepy. Why are they still in business?
Yeah.
Because they can afford to pay the fines.
Sorry, some Thilamide.
Thalidomide, I've put it in the StreamYard chat.
Thalidomide.
Something
And
like
that was
what is it? The
That's the
devil you know, or the devil next door, or something like that. I'll find the name of the.
But no, just to pick up on
This
what was
feeds into
said.
what I was going to say.
baby melting drug. Ew.
Another report I've seen on that similar subject was that there's a as far as like medications and things that are supposed to do good, that there's a My brain couldn't think of antibiotic. Oh shoot, I can't think of the word right now.
Well, wasn't
I'd like to pick up on that.
That's why we've developed all these extensive testing protocols.
what is it, like Viagra? Wasn't that originally supposed to be like a blood pressure medicine?
It was.
Yeah. It was.
It sends all the blood pressure elsewhere.
Yeah.
There was a penicillin recently that had that's giving people allergies, food allergies. Somebody had actually so severe that because they had to take large doses of this penicillin, that they can't eat like anything, peanut butter,
Yeah.
olive oil.
You mean antibiotic, not penicillin?
Antibiotic. Yes, thank you. Antibiotic.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was having a hard time finding the word to begin with. Thank you for helping me.
No
there.
problem. It's fine.
What you just said about the lead and the protein shakes, I mean, that honestly doesn't surprise me because we now, but especially in America, we have this whole industry of pseudo-scientific woo-woo wellness products.
Oh my God, this guy's going to say woo-woo.
Position themselves to very, very neatly avoid regulation from all of the agencies. They put themselves and they pay lawyers six-figure sums to put themselves in legal categories that just walk the tightrope between all the regulations. If you're familiar with Dianetics and Scientology, the E-meter says it doesn't, officially has a disclaimer that says it doesn't do anything. But once they indoctrinate you, they can put that disclaimer on, but it doesn't mean anything. And these wellness products will sell that, oh, we're not making health claims, but we really are. And we're marketing to people who already believe it. So they do all this legal chicanery to push woo-woo quack medicines, and usually, especially targeting Christians and people who are especially conservative Christians and Mormons in particular are targeted by all of these companies that also then exploit them economically to sell this woo-woo to other people as well through multi-level marketing schemes. Utah is the biggest headquarters of MLMs in the world. Salt Lake City.
Dave, is marketing 101
scary. That is so scary to ride the lines. Like, to not put our safety first, to not put the human interest first, and to merely ride the lines of, legal, not legal, death-defying, okay. That actually bothers me because it's like they're putting forward the profit, of course, and if we make this drug, how will it? This is why when it says like this long ass list of side effects, I'm like, I'm not even going to take it because to me it's not worth it. It's never been worth it.
The long ass list of side effects is actually the opposite problem. It's the pendulum swinging in the other direction. That quote unquote big pharma, which are the ones that actually comply with regulations and actually test their products.
All right, man. I gotta call you out on being partially wrong on that. At the moment, we have Asbrun, who's from India, with his face fully pasted to the screen. He does this weird little head rock back and forth thing. I'm not sure what that is. And then we got this guy Dave up here, whose face is pasted basically to the screen, and he's from the UK. So I don't know. There's a lot of people out there that do it, and I don't know why.
They are so scared of anything going wrong ever that if there's a 1 in a million chance of you being a werewolf, they have to.
I would have to guess on some of them, it's because they're probably using their phone. So they first have to be close enough to the phone to see what's happening in chat, and what's happening on the screen is really tiny, and then their microphones aren't very good. So they need to get closer to the phone, or they
feel they have to put it in the insert. And these products that are actually safe have these inserts full of 1 in a million, 1 in a billion.
Oh, wait. I missed the non part there. Sorry, sir. Yeah, I'm sorry. I missed the non part, and as you were typing that, I caught non-Americans. Duh.
Chances, and yet these pseudoscientific woo-woo from alternative wellness corporations and MLMs and other people targeting people with distrust of the system, they do nothing, and they might harm you, and they tell you nothing. Whereas Big Pharma and any other traditional medicines, they're the ones telling you things that would never ever happen to a real person, but they're so defensive about it, they feel they have to put it in there. We have it the wrong way round.
I don't know.
Dave,
If Tom hears woo woo one more time, he will donate.
I'm not kidding, man.
He will donate $1 million. So woo 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 woo.
Say that again, Dave. Say woo woo
woo.
again. Say woo woo.
So
Hey, woo.
all I was gonna say is I don't know what scares me more is that there's these companies making these products that skirt the lines with the FDA and other authorities, or that there's a market for it. You know, they wouldn't make these things if people didn't buy them. I think I'm not, but I don't know how we educate these people in a way that they'll accept the education.
But it's also the way it's marketed, right? It's marketed to make you think you need it. Just like when I
My husband's gonna get going here in a minute.
It's also woo woo. It's also woo. Thank you, Tom. But I think the way things are marketed, right? For instance, like we've all heard the script. Here's a pen. I want you to sell this pen back to me, right? And you have to create a scarcity for the pen in order for you to feel the need to buy the pen. Right. And I think that the way things are marketed to us is a way of like, you can't live without this. You can't do something with, you can't lose weight without this magic pill. You can't do this without this magical thing. You can't do that without this magical thing.
I think it goes a bit further than you can't lose weight about this magical pill. What these typical ads say, and they're all over the internet. You go onto your MSN homepage and you'll find it in a few scrolls of the page. It's that this is the weight loss pill that they are suppressing and that they don't want you to know about. They're very much targeting this distrust, that this conspiratorial mindset, that stuff that all of this is being hidden from you.
I've also noticed news media outlets pushing some of the, as you call, woo-woo, non-medical type of treatments, and that's a little strange.
But it's marketing 101.
The problem is when you guys keep saying that, there's all kinds of plant medicine that we all know actually works and has been documented to work. And 50 years ago, everybody used it, but guess what? It's not FDA approved.
Wait, without side effects? We don't know if it didn't have any side effects.
So only in Utah can you go make like those plant medicines and actually say, this is for your gut. This is for if you have a fever, whatever. Right. And like the tribe, I'm in Northern California. The tribe next to me makes this fire cider. And they've been doing it since long before the government was around. And the FDA came in and shut them down, and they can't even sell their ancient tribal medicine anymore because it's not FDA approved. And to go through those steps, you have to be a major pharma company and pay for all that crap to get licensed. That regulation, it usually harms as much as it helps. The fact is big pharma, they get sued constantly. If you go look at any of those companies that we're talking about, like they're safe and secure, they've had the bejesus sued out of them, every single one of them, and found guilty for lying to the public consistently, every one of them. And so to say that, to act like that's the good thing, but plant medicine is some evil, and Utah's like fucking up by making it so that kind of.
Yeah, there's great choices there. You can either burn more calories or intake less calories if you're not consuming the calories, if you're not burning the calories.
The thing could be done. I can't agree with that at all.
Yeah, I think that's strange that we.
And if you find yourself where you can't consume less calories, then well, you need to move your ass more to burn more calories.
Kind of sweep a lot of that under the rug and just it again, the human interest should be the top priority, and for people to just utilize us as marketable tools. I find that to be very
go into the store,
especially in the medical field, especially in the medical field. That's where we don't know better. We're not medically trained. We're not pharmacists. What's the word?
We're not pharmacists. We're not medical
pharmacologists. Yeah, like we don't do that, so we don't know. And I feel like they're just shitting all over us and taking advantage of the fact that we don't fucking know. And the
But Sarah-
internet is full of so many crazy things, so many woo-woo things that
Yes.
you don't know what is true. Like, you know, like when the C-19 thing came out and you're like, well, all of these people are saying it's good for us. All of these people are saying it's bad for us. Who's the woo-woo? You know,
I'll make some deviled
I-
eggs
I-
before I
I'm
go to
what
the Benjamin was, or Balderman was saying, Balderson, sorry. What Balderson was saying, you know, that a lot of people frown against the ancient herbal medicines as if it's some sort of witchcraft or some sort of hokey pokey. When in reality, mankind survived for thousands of years off of these type of treatments. Now we haven't totally absolutely abandoned such treatments. There are often derivatives of those ancient treatments within the medicines that you take today. One would be like Silverzorb. But Silverzorb, as I bring up Silverzorb, there's a as you were saying, marketing. There's a marketing twist with Silverzorb. It cost like maybe $7 to make the tube or something like that with the amount of silver and santal that they put into it. But they market it as or not as an ointment. If they were to market as an ointment, you could buy it off the shelf for next to nothing. But instead, they market as a treatment, I think it's an antimicrobial. And if once they put antimicrobial on there, that $7 tube turns into a $50 tube. And it's like magic. It's something that I believe absolutely in Santo, Silverzorb and Iodosorb for treating wounds, because it gets the microbial, the biological, and the contaminant.
One thing that I could.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Valentine, you first.
I'll be quick. I'm in the position where I think we can combine the holistic medicine.
I'm gonna make deviled eggs. I just put deviled eggs in
science, medicinal science.
They'll boil.
However, I think both sides are being too extreme. Like, you can't be fully holistic, because how can you deal with certain conditions we have today?
Oh, right. I definitely like the redecoration. That's for sure. I most certainly like the redecoration. I think the way that she's decorated the place without the crucible crap is great.
That the old system can't handle. You need some modern technology and medication. It has to be. But I do agree. Big Pharma has a chokehold on the system, and that system needs to be like Big Pharma needs to be broken down. That's the biggest
difference between emergency medicine and other medicine. Most of us don't disagree with emergency medicine. I flew off a motorcycle into a tree. Yeah, put Humpty Dumpty back together.
Sit down and don't talk.
Is the internet manifest destiny for democratization?
No. Now, this might be me misunderstanding the word, but I kind of think that democratization means forming democratic, or not only democratic, but I believe somewhere, I think it was Oxford, was explaining the meaning, and that it's a lot of civil liberties and things like that, which mostly, as far as I can tell, the Republicans oppose. But maybe I'm understanding the word wrong. But I think opposite. I think the internet has ended up spawning many channels, such as, we'll just go with Rumble on itself, was created primarily to spread non-democracy, you know what I mean, non-liberal views.
I don't see Chinese propaganda all over.
Democratization.
I think
yeah, I guess I should look it up.
YouTube should not be a monopoly, sir. YouTube should not be the monopoly of speech. I think we need more like Rumbles and those types. But the problem with Rumbles, they don't get that funding, because YouTube is backed by Google, backed by a big machine. So Rumble doesn't have that, sir. It's hard. It's hard to expand different platforms, speaking on different opinions.
Democratic views.
Yeah, this is why I was kind of questioning how you were saying it. Democracy does not equal liberal views, actually. So is the internet manifest destiny like just over a surplus of information and almost like too many views, right? Like, for instance, when we go to Subway, You have anyone gets Subway Eat Fresh ads, hit it in the chat. Subway, Eat Fresh. So if we go to Subway, for instance, you have a very specific set of options of things and condiments you can put on your sandwich, right? Now, if I had 50 options, how much harder would it be for you to make the decision of what to put on your sandwich? Versus if I only have 10, you can move through a lot. Like you go to Jersey Mike's. If you get an ad for Jersey Mike's, let me know. If you go to Jersey Mike's, it's like 7 condiments and that's it. And it's fast. And they even have it to where you can say Mike's Way, whatever, and they already know exactly what you want. So fewer options, fewer things, right? It makes it easier to decide.
I don't think so.
No.
Paralysis of choice.
Unfortunately, when my old computer died and crashed out, somehow when I go and log on to Rumble, it doesn't sign me into the Zerzus character. It signs me into like creating a new account, and I haven't figured out how to get around that. The email is right. I've even checked it on the email on the channel, but if for some reason Rumble wants me to start all over now.
With human beings, they can't handle too many options. They get paralyzed by too many options. That's the problem.
Netherlands just had an election of like 40 parties.
Without the internet and without the overwhelming amount of information.
Now, another interpretation of democratization, I think, would be making everything available, making everything accessible. And on that argument, yes, the internet is absolutely democratizing the world.
On here, people wouldn't know things like, for instance, going back to what we had just been talking about, like I have chickens, I put oregano in their water and that acts as a natural antibiotic for them. Red pepper flakes, they don't get any like worms and stuff like that. Star anise can bring down a fever. Cinnamon is like right up there. It's not a replacement for penicillin. But if you're getting sick,
I think Tom's coming in asking me to go to the store right now.
To the big
on the other live.
God bless my son. When he was little, he used to tell everybody his mom was a witch just because, oh, you're getting sick here, and I make something up.
Did you use a big cauldron with bubbles and steam coming out?
No, it wasn't that.
It worked.
It was a little bit later, but Tom come in to ask me to go to the store.
Almost every time. But without the internet, like giving the information that, you can try this stuff first, you'd never know about it.
Right.
I'm going to have to go.
But is it an... yeah, go ahead.
Before I go...
It was right around then when Tom came in, and I was like, I can't really talk. I got to sign off first.
I would just like to just to respond to Sarah for a moment. I think what you said works perfectly well when you're ordering a sub. But not when you're choosing what you want your country to look like. I think it's always been very interesting that in Britain, there's been a plurality of support for certain policies advocated by the quote-unquote radical left and certain policies advocated by the quote-unquote radical right. But we used to have, until the internet, a duopoly between whichever two parties. It used to be the Whigs and the Liberals, then the Liberals and the Conservatives, then the Conservatives and Labour. But the internet has finally broken the duopoly, and a party like Reform UK that actually borrows from both sides of the spectrum at times finally gets to go there. And I mean, there's a lecture in Oxford last week by this guy in America who is allegedly the philosopher behind J.D. Vance. And he talked bullshit about wanting an enlightened guardian class and advocating that corporate structures were good. It's like, well, corporations are the ones engaging in partisan censorship that get to sidestep it by saying, at least I'm not the government. The First Amendment wasn't written because the government is uniquely
I thought this guy said he had to go.
bad. The First Amendment was written because we see a problem We see a principle that we want to uphold, and we are directing that principle at the people that hold the power today. That was in 1776, that was the government.
Are you
Today,
all right? I'm not seeing
it should
any
probably
text.
also be directed towards the people that are controlling the information superhighway. But their control of the information superhighway is a lot less secure than some on the right like to believe. People can and do build their own websites. They do build their own forums. They have alternative payment providers. They have alternative hosting services. It's a lot more democratic than we like to believe, but it could be better. And we should absolutely call out big tech and use the language of
What's happening,
because they
KDD?
are
You
behaving
all right? We
like a
can't see your
government.
text.
It's even less accountable with no elections, no debates, nothing. Now I'm going to have to go on that. Hopefully,
yeah, we can't see your text, KDD.
From Brett, I want to ask Dave a question from the UK.
Before you go, Dave, piggybacking off what Beth said and what you said earlier, where you were given that whole pharmaceutical glory speech, the reason and what Zerzuz said, the reason that these mimic the natural cures, but they also have these side effects that you acted like they are nothing, even though they always had to happen to somebody in order to be included in that list, is because in order to patent a medicine, they need to slightly alter the molecule.
Oh, she still has her
a
crazy
natural
horse
medicine.
thing.
So they need to slightly alter the molecule. And now this natural medicine that our body's been taking in for thousands of years and using, it's not quite right. And so it's side effects.
Boulderson, I think you're making an assumption that isn't necessarily proven. There's no proof that there's no. Now, I should have stopped and asked him, what am I about to say? Because so far all I said is that I think he's making an assumption, and that there's no, and all of a sudden he started talking over me. Now, Boulderson definitely has this problem of closing his brain, closing his ears, and just shouting over people. Sir, there's no proof that this. Sir, can I? What the heck have I said that you're disputing, sir? All I said is that you might be making an assumption. How dare me?
Hold on. Let him talk.
There's no proof that the ancient herbal medicines didn't also have side effects.
Sarah, I just want to ask
Hold on. You wanted to ask Dave a question before he leaves?
Before he leaves, yeah. Because I'm in the UK right now. I'm in London, Dave.
Yeah.
I voted for Brexit. You know why? Why did I vote for Brexit? Because I wanted the UK to be separate from the EU, because we want to hold the parliament responsible for all the nonsense going on currently on the nation. Do you agree, Dave?
Yeah, I voted for Brexit for similar. I voted for Brexit because I believe in democracy and I don't want an unaccountable EU bureaucracy running our lives. I voted for Brexit for democratic reasons too.
Well done.
So I'll hopefully see you all later. But yeah, it's getting a bit late here.
Okay.
It was a pleasure being here. So
We'll catch you on the next early round. We'll try to keep you tied in. I do promise I will do those at least once every 2 weeks to 3 weeks, maybe. But
very nice.
Yeah, as much as I can. It is hard to schedule, but thanks for hopping on, Dave. We appreciate you.
Let's go ahead and make this a twofer, because I have to go shopping to get some dinner for tonight. I might come back in a little bit. But just for Dave here, here's how you exit without having everybody ask you a bunch of questions. You don't filibuster your way out. Bye.
Bye, Zers. Thanks for joining. We appreciate you. I love Zers. Turtle.
Anyway, it's penguins, but so that was a lot of fun, and there's about 3 hours or so left to that over on our channel. It's on a members only. So if you want to watch that, you'll have to pay for the members only, and that's just kind of funny. Anyway, I had a lot of fun going up on that panel. I always do, it seems. As always, you guys are awesome. Remember, you don't have to be wise. just don't submit to stupid. Thank you very much, and have a good day.
All right. Kick it off. Beth,
Oops, wrong one. Yeah, we don't want to start all over.
Batman's back in town, Penguin.
It puts the lotion in its skin, or else it gets the hose again.
Well done, mate.
Truth is often
If you have the ritual, I'll take
Andrew
it.
Andrew washes his face with the same bar soap he probably washes his balls with, and look at that.
in this digital realm, anything goes.
Freddie, the guy sent $1,000.
Yeah, but it seems slightly immature.
It's all fucking slick now. It's a little,
See, it is.
I gotta grip it.
Uh-oh, Andrew. If you can't open it either.
Well, your hand greased the whole top of it.
My hand are fine. Here, high five. For
Hey, the guy
$1,000.
sent $1,000.
Yeah, but it seems slightly immature.
It's all fucking slick now. It's a little,
See, it is.
I gotta grip it.
Uh-oh, Andrew.
Freddie, the guy sent $1,000.
Yeah, but it seems slightly immature.
It's all fucking slick now. It's a little,
See, it is.
I gotta grip it.
Uh-oh, Andrew. If you can't open it either.
Well, your hand greased the whole top of it.
My hand are fine.
We crave from viral highs to simpleton trolls in this digital realm, anything goes.
Freddie, the guy sent $1,000.
Yeah, but it seems slightly immature.
It's all fucking slick now. It's a little,
See, it is.
I gotta grip it.
Uh-oh, Andrew.
Chasing trends in a race we repeat. The pressure mounts as views decline in the search for truth. Where do we draw the line?
Oh my God, that was so darn funny. Yeah, that was a great show. I was thinking about covering that.
Screw to the land of the brave, where the algorithms rule and views we crave. From viral highs to simpleton trolls in this digital realm, anything goes. Fabricating evidence just for the views. A double-edged sword in the news we choose. The line between real and fake is thin as the audience questions what lies within. Oh, screw to the land of the brave, where the algorithms rule and views we crave. From viral highs to simpleton trolls in this digital realm, anything goes. Highs are thrilling when the numbers soar, but the lows hit hard down to the core. The grind continues day after day in the endless pursuit of the viral sway. Oh, screw to the land of the brave, where the algorithms rule and views we crave. From viral highs to simpleton trolls in this digital realm, anything goes. In the end, it's about the story we tell in the ScrewTube world where we excel. Honesty and trust, our guiding light as we navigate this digital flight. Oh, ScrewTube, the land of the brave,
Yeah,
where the
kind of
algorithms
scraping the
rule
leaves
and
off the
views
bottom
we
of the
crave.
cover.
From viral highs to the demonetized lows, when you sell your soul in this digital realm, anything goes.
Penguins. By the way, they should rename Antarctica Penguin Land. Penguins everywhere, even on isolated ice floes. They swam there and then they swim back. There's bajillion of them because they have no land predators. That makes them cuter because they'll waddle up to you because they don't think you're going to harm them, and you're not, as a branch of evolution. What would nimble penguins look like?